All right, we'll go ahead and get started. All right, we are going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to post the bit.ly one more time in the chat. Kaylee, how many we have 17 responses, but there's 21 attendees in this webinar right now. So I know there's a couple people who have not completed the bit.ly, so we need that so that you might be eligible to win a prize. And so please go ahead and fill out that bit.ly if you'd like to be eligible to win a prize. So we're going to close it. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So this is the flip-flopping session, creating videos, and these are instructional videos for your classroom. I'm Emily Nordhausen. I'm a program coordinator for digital learning, and I'm here with Karen Goebel and Kaylee Wiemeyer. And so it's so nice to see you all. There are several names. I can see, I'm looking at the attendees. I see a lot of people that I have seen before. Danielle, Erica has been to several of our webinars. I'm going down. Lindsay, Marker, I've seen. Let's see, Teresa, I've seen, Wendy, Zachariah. So it's good to see some familiar names. This is a webinar, so we cannot see your faces, or you don't have to worry about being muted. That in the webinar feature of Zoom, it's just the chat that we're going to use. So if you have any questions, Kaylee and Karen are monitoring the chat, and we'll be able to answer any questions you guys have. So please feel free, comments, questions. If you need me to slow down, repeat anything, I have no problem doing that. So please use the chat to communicate because we love hearing from you guys. We are going to go ahead. Okay, 21 responses. Excellent. So everyone is going to be eligible for a prize. And we're going to do that at the end. We have some great prizes today, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is a check-in. So I don't know if y'all know Rotten Tomatoes. I'm a big movie fan, and so if you have not used Rotten Tomatoes to look up movie reviews, I recommend it. But we're going to use that idea to talk about how we're feeling today. So go ahead and put in the chat, how are you feeling? Are you feeling like a Rotten Tomato? Not so hot that you would not recommend? Are you feeling fresh? Feeling great? Want to get to know everyone? Or are you feeling George Clooney cool? So you are movie star cool. Excellent. I see a lot. Oh no, I see one Rotten Tomato. But I see some freshes, lots of freshes. Ooh, a couple George Clooney cool. Okay, between fresh and George Clooney, I love George Clooney. So I'm definitely feeling George Clooney today, and I'm so happy to be with you guys. I mean, look at that GIF. All right. So I already introduced ourselves, but here are our pictures and our contact information. Please reach out at any time with any digital learning questions. We can always redirect you to your campus specialist, or we might be your specialist. And so reach out to us with any questions you have at any time, and we will help you with whatever you need. All right, so today we're going to be talking about instructional videos, and the focus of this webinar really will be to go over the qualities of what good instructional videos have, how to make them effective, and tools that can be used for their creation. So what should our videos look like, and how can we make them? When we look at our high quality teaching document in the right, we wanted to connect this to the documents that Klein provided, and we saw that this practice would be results focused, so providing targeted support that is responsive to student needs. So our videos definitely are going to help our students individually. This is a personalized tool you can use. Okay, so let's take a minute and think about this question. So I'll give you 30 seconds to a minute to think about it. And I want you to think of a positive or successful experience you had with instructional videos. This should be from maybe a course that you've taken. I know many of you have taken online PD. It could be just from all the way back when you were in school. Any type of experience you had, and what made that video engaging or memorable. So I'll give you 30 seconds to a minute to just kind of think about that. And I'll put that nice music back on while we think about it. know when you're ready. The Padlet is in the chat. I'll keep the music on for now while you write your answers. I sent the link of the Padlet one more time in the chat just in case you need it. All right, I'm going to start reading some of these and seeing what you guys have shared. So good background music, absolutely. And we are going to talk about, I'm going to show you guys one feature today, one tool that allows you to add music to your video that's not too loud, but is just the right tone to make your video a little bit more engaging. All right, videos with music, movement, humor, definitely humor for me. Graphics, all right, lots of visuals. I love that. So clip art, pictures, just even in fonts, music, something that triggers emotion. So maybe making those connections, engaging, using YouTube as a resource. Excellent. I love these answers. All right. All right, making connections. I like that of Bollywood versus Hollywood. All right, lots of visuals made them want to watch the movie. So, made them want to do the next activity. All right, not monotone, very important. Excellent, clear examples. I love these answers. Thanks for sharing. All right. So what we're going to do now is, so we've already done the Padlet, and so we've talked about what we thought good instructional videos had. So we saw music, I saw the word engaging, visuals. All right, those were some key features. So what makes it engaging and personalized? When we're talking about instructional videos, one of the things that is going to make your video engaging is you. You are the most important thing for the video. And that doesn't mean that you can't use pre-made videos, but when you make your own instructional video, it just adds that personal level. If you think about what your students might recognize, they will recognize your face, they will recognize your voice, the way you speak. You are the biggest piece of content, that you have the knowledge and you're providing that content to your students, and the elements of humor. We are not saying in any way that you should not use pre-made videos. There are a lot of pre-made videos out there that are great tools, but it is something that you might want to consider, that when you make your own video, you can really personalize the content and personalize it for your students. So why are we going to personalize those videos? We are able to fill in gaps because we know exactly what students need. It's kind of like when you buy a lesson on Teachers Pay Teachers, and it can be a fabulous lesson, but it's never quite, it's never quite what you need. A lot of times you have to change things. And so when you make your own videos, you're able to make it exactly what you need. You can do that specialized content. It builds trust with your students because you are really, it's like a conversation. You are speaking to them, and it can be engaging. So when we are making our own videos, we need to think about length. We do not want a super, super long video. If you can think about that Padlet, we did not see anyone put in the most engaging video was the one that was an hour long. All right, that gave me just hours of content. That was not in the Padlet. We didn't see that anywhere. We talked about, we want to think about shorter videos. So it should never really be over 9 minutes. And if you look at this table, what do you notice? Put in the chat. Why don't you write into the chat? Is there anything that you see with that table? Because it was kind of shocking for me when I saw this table for the first time. So let's see if anyone notices what I noticed. Less engagement as the video goes longer. Absolutely. Shorter the video. I mean, if you look at it, 0 to 3 minutes, we have a lot of engagement. 3 to 6, there's a lot of engagement. 6 to 9, it's gone down a little, but whoa, when we get to 9 to 12, it just drops off. And honestly, 12 to 40, I mean, 40 minutes, that would imagine that you are assigning a video that's 40 minutes long. So students have to sit there for 40 minutes and then they have an activity. We want our students to be focusing on the doing, and most often our videos will not, our students are receiving that direct instruction, and so they're not doing anything really except for watching. And so we want to have our students be doing creation and discovery, and those activities aren't going to happen from the video. And so we want our video to be shorter to give that guiding information, but it doesn't need to be the main activity. So target 6 minutes or less. I mean, they can be short videos and still have a lot of impact. And if you do have a complicated topic, we're going to want to talk about chunking. So you're going to have to think about, how would I break up my content? How would I break up my topic to chunk out? So some people in the say, yeah, some kids are going to zone out. Definitely, I would zone out. You can see them slowly fade out as they watch the video, and their body language shows it. Absolutely. Imagine if you just stood at the front of your classroom and just spoke for 40 minutes. I think you would lose kids. I know you would lose kids. And so it just doesn't work that way. We'll need something that where kids are doing. So we want to keep them short. Pace of voice. This was something you guys said in the Padlet, not a mundane voice. Imagine listening to just torture. If you had to listen to a voice like that. And so you want to use a conversational speed. So the idea of an instructional video is that students are able to pause a video when they want. And some students don't actually know that they can, even though it seems obvious you can pause a video, some students don't know that when they can pause. And so if you do get to a point, rather than saying, okay, I want you to think about this and pausing for 30 seconds, actually use the words, so I want you to click the pause button and I want you to think about this. And then when you're ready, come back. So that could be a good strategy to use to encourage students to take a moment to think, because some topics, it might seem that you're rushing through it, but you really don't want to speak slower. Our students do have the ability to pause with the video. So that's one of the great features of a video, as opposed to in real life when we're teaching, just speaking to our students. We might say, okay, we're going to take 30 seconds and pause, just kind of how we did in this webinar. You would not do that in a recorded video. You want to get to the point quickly. Students can view videos as many times as they want, and that's one of the great things about videos. So especially when they're short, imagine a 10-minute long video that a student needs to watch 2, maybe 3 times. That's a lot. That's 30 minutes of watching the same content. So it's better to keep them short and then let kids rewatch them. Okay, the biggest part of creating a video is the planning. When I started making instructional videos, and I've been in this position for about 6 months, and I was a digital learning specialist before this, and then I was in the classroom, and I started making videos in my classroom, especially during the at-home learning. And when I started doing it, I ended up making my videos multiple times. I would spend an hour to make, a 2-minute video, because I would just keep redoing that same video over and over again because I wasn't planning enough ahead of time. And I really recommend planning out exactly what you're going to share, so you'll avoid rambling. You'll know what you're going to say. There won't be awkward pauses. The more you prepare ahead of time, you might be able to do your video in 1 or 2 takes, and then you're done with it. You don't have to keep redoing that same video because you feel like you're messing up. What should you include in a video? It's just like any other lesson. You want to include some sort of spark. Maybe say what you're going to cover, the exact content, and then closing ideas, questions, instructions. What's the next step? So if you look at this chart, you can see that planning really is the biggest part. And then we record, we can enhance, and then how are we going to share? And we are going to go over this part now about the recording, enhancing, and sharing. So oh, but before we record, we're going to talk more about the planning. So these are just 3 questions. You don't have to answer them in the chat. You can just think about these questions. How are you going to chunk the materials in your classroom, just like you would any other lesson? What is the most engaging part of that lesson? Is it you speaking, or are you showing images? Are you illustrating on the screen as you speak? And how long do you want to listen to direct instruction? So how long do you want your students to be listening to this video? So engage while you record. I'm actually going to go out of full screen and I'm going to show you a tool that you can use while you are recording your video to make your video a little bit more engaging. And this is called Page Marker, and this is an extension. And I have actually, now I realize I turned all my extensions off. So I'm going to quickly go to manage. Your extensions are housed up here. And if you ever turn off your extensions, you can just click that puzzle piece. And if it's not listed right here, it might have been turned off. And so Page Marker, I'm going to quickly turn it back on and open that extension up. I'm going to have to pin it. Notice it's not at the top where my extensions live. It is not pinned, so I'm going to pin it, and here it is. So I'm going to go back to my video, not YouTube. Here it is. All right. So if I was going to create a video, a screencast of this screen, and this is the information that I wanted to show my students, rather than me just saying straight to the camera, engage while you record, create interactivity, annotations, and just reading through the information, you might want to add some visuals to make it more engaging. And so I want to use Page Marker, and I can change the color. And so I might pick with this, okay, blue, I might pick an orange, so it kind of stands out. I don't know, that orange is a little ugly, but we'll just use this one. So annotation. So I might be able to write, and so I can then write directly on the screen, draw any images. I can highlight. So this is really important information. I want you to look at this. So this is in my recording of the screen. I can circle, I can underline, I can circle information. And the more visuals we add onto our recording, onto our video, it just makes it a little bit more engaging as opposed to just going through a slide presentation. All right, and I don't actually have to take any screenshots of this because my students can always pause their video and look at what I've written. Okay, and so I just click close and they all go away. So this is the Page Marker, and I gave you the link so that you can install it to your Chrome browser. It is an extension, so remember your extensions live in the top right-hand corner, and when you download any extension or install, you do have to pin it the very first time. All right. Oh, excellent. So Erica's saying her students and her love Page Marker. I love it too. It's just so quick and easy, very user-friendly. Awesome. All right. We're going to continue. Okay, so the Swivel video guide. So this is just one option. There are many different ways that you can, there are many different ways that you can record your screen, create a screencast. And one of the ways that you can record your screen is using Swivel. And so you have this video here, and Kaylee, correct me if I'm wrong, there is a July Swivel, is there a July Swivel course? Oh, never mind. Okay, so there is a July Swivel course or specialist, but if you want to learn more about Swivel, access to the bit.ly for the presentation. Oh, the presentation is located within the course in Schoology. And just so you know, so when you're in Schoology, and I'll show you guys, so if you go to materials, and if you want to actually open this, I think it's in here. When you click, you're not able to open it by clicking here, but when I click Google Slides, so I can go through it here, but when I click Google Slides, it's actually going to go to all my presentations. And if you don't see it here, it might be that you have switched this tab over. It could be on Owned by Me. If you have it on Not Owned by Me, because I made this, or on Owned by Anyone, it's going to show up right here. But there's no way to click this and it will directly open the presentation, but it will bring you to this page where you can then open the presentation. And you might have to change the owned, who it's owned by settings over here, just to find the video. Okay. we're going to go back. And so Swivel is one option to record. Another option you can use to record is Screencastify. Screencastify is an extension, and it's not, oh, here it is. And what I do like about Screencastify is that you are able to easily create and edit your videos, and they automatically go into your drive. However, it's difficult to cut out middle sections of the video. And so one really good thing about using the Swivel program is that you can easily trim a middle section of a video if you make a mistake. However, I do want to say that if you are making tiny mistakes in your videos, you do not have to go and re-record them and make them perfect, because having those little moments does humanize the video and let people know that, I mean, it's just a human moment. So I'll give you an example that that I heard in a podcast that I'll share with you all, that is an amazing podcast on making videos. And one of the things that you can do, or one thing that happens, sorry, there's some people passing by. This teacher was creating a video, and they had a fire truck go by. And so he's creating his video, he's worked really hard to plan it, and all of a sudden this fire truck goes by, and rather than pause the video, he just, looked right at the camera and said, "Do you hear that? It's a fire truck." And, he looks out his window, and then the fire truck passes by, and he says, "Oh my gosh, I love seeing fire trucks." And so it just kind of made a little moment that kids, even if they were zoning out, or even in a short video, it's like those little moments that kind of bring kids back, and it's just a personal moment for them. So I think keeping those little human moments is okay to do. Now, if the fire truck stops by the house and is there for a really long time, you might want to crop off that part of the video. But little human moments, I would say you can go ahead and keep, rather than just having to continue to refilm. All right. The next thing.
Before you move on, I just want to say one thing about Swivel is that it is free. There is no storage limit, and there's no time limit. With Screencastify, you do have that 5-minute time limit, but Swivel, you don't have a time limit, and you have a unlimited amount of storage.
That's true, that with Screencastify, it's unless you pay for it, it is only 5 minutes. And so I always felt I did not want my videos over 5 minutes. But if you wanted to do a longer video, you could use Swivel. And then there's also Screencast-O-Matic, which I know a lot of people really like, and that's 15 minutes. So it really depends on which program you want to use. And oh, my dog likes to howl in the middle of my recordings. Yeah, I know. I love it though when I hear people's pets. Loom too is another one. Okay, and Loom is nice because it makes your video a circle. And so if you decide to include yourself in the video, which I really like too, because it just is that personal, that personal touch that, you can look straight in the camera and, mention a student's name and say, "Johnny, I love your work." And the kids will remember that moment. And so I really like that about those programs. And so Screencastify is one option that is an extension. Swivel is an option. And so that is one option, and Screencast-O-Matic and Loom. So excellent. Once you have your video created, we are going to talk about how you can bring it to YouTube. And so you might not be aware, but every teacher in Klein actually has a YouTube account. And so because it's all connected to your Google, so I wanted to show you a little bit about that, just so that you can add your videos into YouTube so your students can go back and rewatch them, and that you can even use them later. And so once you're in YouTube, so I just went to youtube.com, I am logged in. You are going to log in with your Google. If you're not logged in for whatever reason, you're just going to log in with your Google account. If there's the button, I always tell people, always use the button if it's available, rather than typing in their email. And I want to create my first video. And so it's really pretty simple. So all you're going to do is, in the top right-hand corner, you are going to click the create button. And so this is the little camera with the plus. So this is once the video has already been recorded. And okay, So all Klein teachers have, because we have Google accounts and YouTube is with Google, they're connected. Everyone has a YouTube account. You have your own YouTube channel, whether you know it or not. Everyone has one. And so your channel might just be empty if you've never uploaded any videos to it. But I know from just talking with teachers that with at-home learning and just this past year with Klein Online, a lot of teachers have started using their YouTube channel. And it's just a really great way to share content with our students that's personalized that we've created ourselves. And so I'm going to go ahead and click create, and I'm not going to go live, but I am going to upload a video. And so once I have the video on my computer, I'm going to click select files, but I could drag and drop. And I'm just going to go to my downloads because I know I have here a highlight image example. So I want to show my students what highlight image looks like. So this is something that I have recorded on my screen. So I'm going to click open. And now my highlight image example, the title is here. That's all you really need. However, I would really recommend that, am I echoing? Am I just hearing that myself? Okay, how do we get to our YouTube video? Okay. Okay. How do I, wait, what was the question? Can you hold up and show us how to get to our YouTube video? Do you mean how to, let me see. I'm echoing. Oh, okay. I think I should be good not echoing anymore. So, okay. I'm just reading the comments now. Okay. Oh, that people have made videos. Awesome. I love hearing that. I'm going to show you how to get that video again. So what I did is I was just on YouTube. So I just went to YouTube and I was just within my channel or just on YouTube in general. And I clicked the create button, which is in the top right hand corner it's the camera with the little plus, and I clicked upload video. And then you just have to have a video on your computer. And so I click select files, and I just happen to know that I have these videos in my download folder because I downloaded them. And I'm going to click open. And so I open that video, and now I have a highlight. I have the title of the video. It's the exact same title as the file. And I like adding a description. So I might say, this video shows you an example of the highlight image question type in Schoology. So I like adding a description because it just lets people know a little bit more information about what the video is like. It's not what they're seeing. Teresa, I'm not sure what you're seeing. Am I sharing my? Okay. Teresa, go ahead and send a message to the panelists of what you're seeing, and maybe we can help you. What I would recommend, though, the video is just processing now, is I would recommend adding a thumbnail. So what a thumbnail is before my students click the video, it's going to be the image that shows up. So I'll give you an example of videos that have, okay, this does not have a thumbnail. So this is just this is just what the video is is just what the video is, but this video does have a thumbnail. So when I click play, the video starts. And so if it didn't have a thumbnail, this is what it would look like. So I really like adding thumbnails because it just allows students to get kind of an idea of what the video is before they click it. It looks a little bit more professional. And I'm going to show you a fun way to make thumbnails. It's pretty easy. So if I wanted to make a thumbnail for this highlight image example, I would recommend using Adobe Spark. And so the way I get to Adobe Spark is you can just search for, Kaylee, is it in the, it's on the dashboard. I'm going to go through the dashboard. So I'm going to go home and I'm going to go to my dashboard. And this is just a fabulous way to make a creative thumbnail. I mean, we really recommend Adobe Spark, and you can use Adobe Spark for a lot more than making thumbnails, but it's right here. It's the SP. So it's the big SP. I think it stands out more than all the others. So I click Adobe Spark. and it's going to open right up. And because it's through the dashboard, it should log you in. If it doesn't though, or for whatever reason, or you just search for Adobe Spark, please log in with your Klein account, your Google login, because that's the best way to do it. And what I'm going to do is, it's very, very quick instructions. You click the plus, the blue plus on the left-hand side, and I'm going to do a custom size graphic. And they actually have the thumbnail pre-created, that size. And so it's really easy to find. So I'm going to find a custom size graphic. And I'm going to go to popular because it is one of the most popular ones. And I'm going to click YouTube thumbnail. Then I'm going to click next. And you don't have to do this. This is just a way to I don't know, make your video look a little bit more, look a little nicer, look more professional. I'm going to just take this, I'm going to find a template that I like. Now, my video was on highlight image example. Let's see. This video game one is kind of cute. I might use this one. And so then they have tons of pre-made templates that you can browse through. You can search as well for templates. Someone asked, if students watch your videos on YouTube, will they still get ads? There are ways to prevent that, and we can talk about that as well. So I'm going to change this in Adobe Spark. I see it right here to highlight image question. Ooh, that kind of, I might do highlight image, and then I'll put question here, question in, I might just do highlight image question. And so then I'm going to, so I have this made here. I'm going to download this, and I'm going to download it as a solid color PNG. And so now that I have this thumbnail created, I can go back to YouTube, and I'm going to upload a thumbnail. And so now, before my students click the video, they're going to see the thumbnail I created. And so this will be, if I end up importing this and embedding this on a Schoology page or in YouTube, this is what my students will see, rather than see this at the start of the video. So I really like that. It looks a lot more professional. I could add this to a playlist. And so I actually have a Schoology playlist already created, but if I wanted to do a new playlist, so maybe I really wanted one that was specific to Schoology assessments, I could make a new playlist. I'm going to click create, and I'm going to add it to that. And when my students go to my YouTube channel, they will then be able to search for the videos within different playlists. And it just helps your students. The more organized you are, the more helpful it is to your students. I'm going to say that this video is made for kids. And then I'm going to click, I'm not going to do any tags or subtitles right now. It does go through and check. It does check if it's copyrighted. We can't have any copyrighted music, otherwise YouTube will mute your video. So be aware that if you're making a video and you have music playing in the background and you try uploading it to YouTube, it might, if it catches that copyright, it'll upload your video, but it will be muted, unfortunately. I am going to set, you have your choice of how you want to set your video. Depending on how you want to make the settings, I usually make my videos public. I think that is just, I don't have any, if you're not giving away any students, if I'm not giving away any information, students' private information, I usually set the video to public. You can schedule a date, but usually I just publish it right away. And the link is already ready for you. So I'm going to click publish, and then it's ready to go. And then I have this link here. So now when I click this link, it's going to open up my video, and I now have this video made ready for my students. So if I wanted to put this video into Schoology, I could then just you can right click and copy video URL, or you can get the URL at the top. But when I go to Schoology now, oh, that's not how you go to Schoology. When I go to Schoology, just saying, if you go to Schoology.com, it will not work. So you do have to go to schoology.kleinisd.net. But I'm going to go to my practice course, and I'm just going to show you how I would add that video, because I don't want to add it. I'll show you how to add it two ways. a way that we would not recommend and a way that we would recommend. And I'll show you when we can just look at which one looks better. So I'll do what does not look good. And the first one is a link. And I'm just going to show you what this looks like just because we see this and the idea, it's easy, but it's just not, it doesn't prevent ads, and it just is not visually appealing in your course because if you have a bunch of links, it just doesn't look very good. And so, but highlight, I'm going to say bad example of a video. Okay, and I'm going to add that in. And so I add that in. It's going to show up at the bottom, and this is what it looks like. All right, and so I'm going to click it. And then and then it goes here, and then it's broken. I can't even go there. And all your kids are going to say it doesn't work. And then they're going to they could click this and it will take them to the video. But this is why we do not recommend really putting in links in your courses. There's, sometimes links can be helpful, but we really recommend embedding videos into our courses so that students can access the video without ads, without leaving Schoology. And so I'm going to go back to my course and I'm going to show you a different way to add the video that might be a little bit more engaging for students and keep them in Schoology, keep them away from distracting, other YouTube videos. So I'm going to add a page. And I'm going to just title this highlight. Oh, I'm not spelling highlight correctly. Highlight image question. And what I'm going to then do is I'm going to click Insert Content, and I'm going to click Media. You could use the YouTube, but I often use this Media button. And then I do From the Web, Media. And then the link goes here. And no? Oh, sorry. Karen said no, and I thought, oh, am I doing this wrong? All right. And so Lindsay asked, if you block YouTube on Dino, will it still show up embedded in Schoology? And Karen is saying no. Oh, it will block it. So no, they will not be able to see it, was her no. And ad blocker extension will block the ads, and I can send that to you all as well. Another thing we like to do here is, if I was going to add this on a page that had a lot of material, I might not want to make it inline. I might want it to, am I explaining this correctly? That you might want to make it inline, will make it display right on the page. But with it embedded, we shouldn't have the unhappy face error. Yes. Okay. So then the last thing I'm going to show you is that if you notice all this space here, the video might be kind of small. And so you can do this with any images. You can just select the image, the video, and click this little, it looks like a little mountain, a little painting. And I'm going to change this to 900. 900 is our recommendation for anything that you want full screen. So I'm going to go down to create. And if you want it inline, you could have pressed that little newspaper at the bottom, but I did not. I know I have a lot here. And now I have the video right here for my students. So my students are able to view the video full screen, and they are not getting the unhappy face, and they're staying, notice there's no ads, they're staying in Schoology. Now, if you want to avoid ads when you are in YouTube, what we recommend doing, and like I said, I had turned all my extensions off, but this is the extension we recommend. Oh, it's right at the top. This ad blocker, free ad blocker plus. And so I can can I send this? How can I find, view in the, there it is. Okay, so I'm gonna just put this in the chat real quick. And so now you have the now you have the ad blocker. Okay, are the directions in the slides? I don't have the directions on how to embed a video, but we can add those videos in because we have actually created those videos. And so we'll add them is we can add those in. Do you guys think into the slides or into the resources of the course? Okay. Okay, we're going to put them in the course. And so when you go to the Schoology course, I have it open, I think here, and you come down to materials, there are Do we have a resources folder? We will make a resources folder, and then we'll put all the videos into that course of how you can how you can embed your videos into Schoology. Okay. Let's go back to the presentation, and now, so that was how to make, we talked about how to bring it to YouTube, and that video is in the slides of how you can add your video on YouTube. If you want to make a GIF, this isn't really video related, but a lot of people have, this question just has come up so frequently related to videos that I wanted to just go ahead and share this with you because it is kind of a video tool. That a GIF is a video with no sound that just plays on repeat. And so what you can do is you can use Screencastify, and there is a guide here that shows you how to do this, but I will show you now that the way I made this is I drew on my screen, and then I just added the image, the GIF, onto this screen. And if you want to do that to make your presentations or your videos a little, because I could make a video of this presentation, if you want to do that, I would use Screencastify and I would make a video. And so I can record, I'll turn my microphone off and I can record. And I think this I actually used PageMarker. And so let's see, it's starting now. So I can use, you can use the pen with Screencastify, or we can go to the go-to annotator. And I can make that right there. And then I'm going to stop my video. And it's going to automatically open Screencastify. And so if this was my video that I wanted to create and I wanted to add to my YouTube channel, I would just click download and I would download the video, and then I would add that to my YouTube channel. But if I want to create a GIF, I would do something different. I would actually export this as an animated GIF, but if I knew that the very beginning I didn't want, I could trim it down. And if I go into the editor, I'm going to click cancel because I want the whole thing. If I go into the editor, I actually have the ability to crop the video, so make it smaller. I can blur certain parts. So if I have something I'm going to show my students, but I don't want to show the student names, a really good example, I could use this feature, the blur tool, and you can trim the start and the end, and you can also zoom in, which is a really cool feature. So, but I'm going to click export as animated GIF, and I always try to increase the size as large as I can, and then I click export, and I'm going to now export the GIF. And you do have to wait for it to load, and it's not going to go to your computer when you export it. You actually have to download the export once it's exported. Someone said in the comments, the other day I learned that if you put a dash between the T and the U, you will block the ads too. I was in that training. I don't remember who was that. Tanya who gave that advice. It might have been, I don't know if Karen or Kaylee, if either of you remember that. I remember that as well.
I don't know about it. I know, doesn't that knock it into full screen? I do know that when they get to the end of the video, the ads all appear.
We can try it right now.
It doesn't block it completely, in that if they ever get out of full screen, if they hit escape, or the ads are still there at the end of the videos.
I think it worked. So this is what it did for me.
Right. It puts it in full screen. But if they exit full screen and then they continue watching the video, they'll still see all the stuff. It just kind of blocks it at the beginning.
All right, so I'm going to go back. Okay, my GIF has been exported, so I'm going to download it now. And it takes a lot longer to export than it does to download. And I can open it. And now you'll see when I started writing, it's going to play on repeat. You saw me writing, and this is actually going to play in a loop. And so if you want to create GIFs, you can also with Screencastify. So I really like that. I know other people use, there's another website that a lot of people use that they take their videos. I think it's gifmaker.me. All right. I'm going to close out of my tool. Okay, so What strategies will you use to ensure your videos are engaging and to support learners? So will you go ahead and write in the chat one strategy that you plan on using in the future, or that you feel like teachers could use to ensure that their videos are engaging to support learners? Okay, short. Definitely short. That is important. I love that using that thumbnail, keeping it natural. You don't want to be someone who you're not, that your kids love who you are. The annotation feature, engaging voice, definitely adding pictures. And if you are making your presentations in slides, which I often do, that my video is me going through some slides, I love using this slidesmania.com. There's also Slides Go, and they have tons of free PowerPoint, and I keep calling them PowerPoint because that's what they were when I was a kid. They have free slide decks that you can use that are just attention grabbing and beautiful. Not being afraid for small interruptions, absolutely. I love it. All right, so if you want more information and want to listen to an amazing podcast, I absolutely loved this podcast. I really recommend everything you need to know about building a great screencast. And so a screencast, again, is just you recording your screen. And so this is a podcast from the Cult of Pedagogy. And so there's an article to go with it as well, with this great video. We have this video, and I think in our blended learning course, it's so fabulous. Even if you come here just to watch the video, I hope if you get anything out of this presentation, it's this podcast, that you go watch this podcast or listen to it, because it's absolutely incredible, just all the strategies that they go over, and very inspiring, and makes me want to make more instructional videos, and just how to make them engaging. So I love the guest speaker is Kareem Farah, and he is I followed him on Twitter immediately after watching this podcast, or I keep saying watching, listening to this podcast. So I really recommend checking this out. Okay. And if you want more strategies, another place you can look, if you click on this image, it will actually take you to our digital learning website. And you might, if you have been in any of our sessions before, you probably have seen this, but I want to share it one more time just in case, that this is our site here. And I actually linked the picture directly to where you want to go, because this is where all the good stuff is. This is our summer courses. This is our on-demand. So these are resource guides and past webinars. And so I'll open that real quick and show you guys that if you want to know about Adobe Spark, which is absolutely amazing, this is the place to find all of our checklists. So how to do the different features. And so they're just taking a minute to load, but there's 3 checklists. And I mean, look at all these videos that I think Kaylee created all of them. And so she has worked really hard to make these guides for our teachers in Klein. And it starts small. So you can just sign in. It starts at the very basics. And then when you go down, are they, I know we have 3. Don't we have 3, or is that another one? Oh, there's just one. So just one. So not too much information that would be overwhelming. It goes all the way down to a Spark page. So with Adobe Spark, you can make your images, you can make videos in Adobe Spark. And what's great about if you use the Adobe Spark video feature, you can download your slides as images. And if you've never done that, I'll show you that real quick, because it's such a great feature that whatever slide you're on, you can click File, Download, and download as a JPEG or PNG. I think PNG comes in a little higher quality. And so you can download that image, and you could, if there was just one slide you wanted to share with your students, you could embed this slide on a page rather than just sharing the whole presentation with them, or making another presentation with just one slide. So that's a great feature that Google Slides has. Let me go back to our site.
And I'll say, I put in the chat that we do have a course on Adobe Spark. So if you feel like you need more, or you want to play around with it more, I would highly suggest taking the course in July.
Yeah, and I actually, I like skipped right over it, but I have that course link right here that if you want to take this course, I have the Strive course right here, and it goes over all the things with Adobe Spark, how to get into those posts, I mean, Adobe Spark is so amazing to give your kids a platform for them to create. It's fun for us to use as teachers, but when we see our kids start making stuff, it's absolutely incredible. And I love it. Just the creativity and how kids can personalize their own posts. Okay. Um, the last thing, well, with our site, we have our summer courses. Empower already passed, but we do have our encore. So if you want to go watch those videos, our YouTube channel is linked here. And so if you want to find more digital tools, you can look on our YouTube channel and you can see that how I recommended those playlists. This is why I recommend the playlist, that you can see the Schoology, the full playlist, parent videos, Google. So if you want to chunk your content, you can organize it on YouTube with these playlists. So if I go to our Adobe Spark one, students can go through and loop the playlist, and they can just go through all the videos related to a certain topic. So if you're reviewing for a certain content that you have several videos on, you could put them all in one playlist, and then students are able to view all those videos in one place. And then I think that's all we have on here. And so last thing is the assignment and the best part of every webinar, which is the prizes. And so I'll go over the assignment real quick and then we'll do the prizes because that's always a lot of fun. And so your assignment is to create an instructional video. And remember what we said, it's short. These are short videos that we are creating. Please do not do not create a 40-minute long video and they don't have to be perfect. We want that personalized touch. If we hear your dog bark, we're immediately going to turn to each other and say, I wonder what kind of dog they have. That we love dogs here. And so you're going to create an instructional video that you could make something that you can use for your class next year. Something that your kids will like. It could be a video that you are introducing yourself. It could be a video talking about one of the first things you're going to talk about during the school year. It could be something for the middle of the school year. So whatever you would like to create, you're going to create some sort of video. And remember those softwares, those programs that we talked about you could use Loom, you can use Swivel, you can use Screencastify, you can use Screencast-O-Matic, you can use whatever program you like. You're going to record that video and you're actually going to go to your YouTube channel and you are going to upload if it could be your first, will you put in the chat if anyone has a YouTube channel that I would love to check out, if anyone has a channel that they've been uploading videos to. So, or if you want to send a private message, that's fine. I would love to just see, I'd love to see what teachers come up with and just their work, because I know y'all are so hardworking, and I learned so much from other teachers, and so I would love to see your channel if you have one that you've been working on, and then you're going to submit the link to your YouTube video. Not here, I copy and pasted this from the assignment, but when I go to the Schoology course, there actually is an assignment. Let me see where I have a lot of tabs open.
And the folder's not open. We're going to publish it in just a minute. Oh, you just published it? Okay, good.
Okay, so this is that part 2 create. And so I had just copied the instructions right into, I just clicked end of course survey. I had copied the instructions directly from this assignment. And so you're going to submit your video here. And I'm just going to show you real quick, even though we have the how to submit, I think I can do this if I view the course. I can't show them the submit button. Okay, never mind. Well, yours looks like when you come to the assignment, it's going to be over here in the right-hand corner. It's going to be a submit button, and you're going to click the create tab, and then you're going to click the link button and paste the URL. So make sure your video is public, or at least that those who can with the link can view it. And so this is how you're going to be graded, that the video is submitted. It's less than 9 minutes. It includes some sort of visual. So it includes those visuals, and it's created by the course participant. So don't upload a pre-created YouTube video. Make your own video. If your dog barks, we'll love it. If your cat meows, we'll love it. If a fire truck drives by, we'll love it. We'll love anything that you send us. And so we're excited to see those videos and excited that you're able to add those videos to your channel. And let's jump to the most important thing, which is the prizes. And Karen actually has the spinner. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And Karen is going to share her spinner. And then Karen will tell you about that spinner because there's always someone who asks.
And before we do that, I'm going to show you what the prizes are. So today we have a notepad, which teachers always need. We have a webcam cover. We have a Jason Learning Stylus pen. There is a little thing that sticks to the back of your phone and you put your little credit card or driver's license in there. I don't know exactly what they're called, but we have that. Hang on, I got more. We have a dry erase marker and we have a little sticker for your computer. Okay, so that is what's in our little prize pack for today. All right, Karen, give me just a second to load these back up and then I'll be ready to write names. Okay, so the assignment is actually going to be due, today is pretty much our last day for this week. So we will not be looking at this course until Monday morning. So technically you have until Monday at 8 a.m. to turn in your assignment because we're not going to look at it tomorrow or over the weekend.
Ain't doing it. Isn't that what's that lady that does that really goofy face? Oh, okay.
Okay, so we've got 10 prizes to give away today.
All right. So it looks like we have most people filled out the thing. Okay. So I'm getting ready to start spinning. All right, here we go. And we will put these in the inner office mail this afternoon. Lauren.
Good job, Lauren.
Yep, so these will go in the inner office mail. So if you're not back on campus, they'll be waiting for you when you come back in the fall or in August when it starts. Are you finished with that one? All right. All right, here's our next one. 2. It's to that close line where it almost goes to the next. Melissa, congratulations. No, it does not mean you're not getting credit just because it's not on the prize. We are going to go, here's how we do credit. We do this by, we look at the Zoom report and make sure you attended the Zoom. And then we also look at the assignments. So if you only attend the Zoom, but you don't complete the assignment, then you only get half credit. So I think it's a 3-hour course. So you get an hour and a half for being in the Zoom and an hour and a half for the assignment. Next one is Teresa. And people ask all the time about the spinner. I just do a search and I put in spin it and it brings this up. So that's the name of this spinner. Go Hokies. All right. Done. In the require, there is a Nearpod lesson. What do you mean Nearpod lesson? Oh, you know what? I saw some other errors that we had some time issues that people posted listed wrong. Can one of y'all, while I'm spinning, look at what it says in the required? We'll fix that. It's not a Nearpod lesson. It is what is posted in the assignment. Erica.
She's won before.
Yeah. All right. Ready? Oh, wait. Required. I was looking to see. Are you done?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, Karen. We copy and paste these in a lot of times and from our other courses. And so we sometimes make a mistake and don't fix that. I see what you're talking about. I'll change that. There. All right, Wendy. Wendy's been in lots of our.
She's won before too.
No. All right, that's what happens when you attend.
Yeah, some people are going to have a lot of swag when they get back to school.
Right. Like Christmas morning.
All right, what number am I on?
You're on 7.
7. This is number 7. And oh, is it going to stick? Oh, it is. Dana. Dana. And then, have you won before, Dana?
She's been in before.
I
But I
think
can't
she's
remember if
been
she's
in.
won.
I don't know if she has. All right. They
Prize
love
number
this.
8.
They love the spinner. She was 8.
Yeah.
So this
No, we're
is,
on number 8.
oh, we're on number 8. Okay. Ooh, Lindsay. They want to press the enter button. Yeah. And if you have not used whiteboard.chat, there are spinners that you can put on your pages that the kids can control and spin themselves. So that's a cool tool.
Congrats, Lindsay. Go Ulrich.
All right. This is number 9, correct?
Yes, number 9.
Number 9. I like this spinner because it removes the names.
Oh, another cron.
All right. That's 2 acron. Oh, did you have that down? Because I
did. Got it. This is the last one.
Last one. Who's it going to be? And it's going to be the Oscar. All right.
Congratulations, all the winners.
Yes, congratulations to everyone. And thank you everyone for attending our webinar today. We've got another one this afternoon if you're up for it, all about engaging students in Schoology.
And we really love seeing you all. So thank you so much for coming. And we're excited to get back to in-person trainings as well. And so we'll have those trainings coming up next year. And if you see any of our webinars, we'd love to see you again.